How can you possibly expect to beat us when you have no powers to speak of?
You don't have to do this, Lisa!
Due to the plague that is human combustion, weak men like you live and die at the mercy of the flames. But through Lisa's compatibility with the bugs, she's kindled the flames within herself.
Hello everybody, MegaZardX here. I'm back at it again to give y'all another exciting Fire Force episode review, and this time I'm going to be reviewing episode 21, Those Connected. And if you haven't already watched my last week's episode review over episode 20 of Fire Force, you can go ahead and click that card in the corner and check that video out, and then come back and check this one because, oh gosh, this episode, oh my gosh, this episode was hitting on so many fronts. Oh man, I was on the edge of my seat. Man, I could just feel all of the emotion from the high intense action moments to the moments of suspense to the moments that just, you know, had you gripping the sides of your chair like, what the heck, how's this man doing this to this one character? Ooh, let me get in there, let me go ahead and mess this man up though. But man, I had all that stuff up in my bucket while I was watching this episode. It was just all mixing and mingling together. So now I get to pour it out all over here on my channel, so that way y'all can be able to know exactly what I thought about this episode as a whole. But I had a lot to say about this though. But anyway, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight up into this episode review of Fire Force.
Both of my parents were killed during a fire that was caused by an infernal. After that, I lived in terror until the bug awakened my power and drove my fear away.
These guys are lying to you, Lisa!
I don't have any more powers than you did as a kid. And as a fire soldier, I know the terror of the flames as well as anyone.
So starting off at the very beginning of the episode, we're picking up from the last tail-ending moments from the previous episode where we get to see a scene where Captain Obi and Vulcan were about to go head-to-head against Dr. Giovanni and Lisa. And essentially it was during this moment where, you know, essentially Captain Obi was just kind of running around and was trying to, you know, put out the flames like that. But then Lisa was just kind of looking at him like, bruh, you're gonna try to use this tiny old fire hydrant thing and try to spray my tentacles out? It's like, bro, do you see how big these flames are? Like, are you not putting two and two together? Like, it doesn't even seem like you're trying. And you know, eventually, you know, she basically gets Captain Obi and she manages to get Captain Obi as well as Vulcan, you know, pinned up within her flames. And then, you know, Captain Obi's like, you know what, I'm really trying. And it's like, don't think I'm not doing nothing though, because hey, this dude's wearing that number 8 symbol on his vest. You can't underestimate Captain Obi, as we see in this episode though, because it was during this moment where it seemed like, you know, they were basically pinned up against the wall, where he basically pulls out this little detonation thing and he presses it, and all of a sudden you just see big old explosions of that same element stuff that's actually within fire extinguishers. And dang, that stuff just blew up all the way across the whole entire area, and then it rendered Lisa's flames useless, and then she started to fall down, and it seemed like, you know, she was about to hit the ground though. But then thankfully my boy Vulcan managed to go over there and catch his woman. Like, this is your woman, Vulcan. You better not let her go, because this woman has been, this girl has been through a lot, and bruh, she needs you in your life. So you better be there to catch her, and you better be the one to protect her, and you better be the one to knock Giovanni out in his face. Just go ahead and give him a clean punch right in the gut, and get him in the head for me too, why don't you though? But anyway, he manages to catch her, and you know, it seemed like all is good at this moment though. But then Dr. Giovanni just manages to say a few words, and you just see this like little bit of a screenshot of this dude like terrorizing and looking over this girl, and she just gets traumatized. She say, you know what, I really appreciate all you've been doing, Vulcan though, but I still owe Dr. Giovanni so much debt, because he's the one that actually picked me up in terms of my low points throughout my life. and he's the one that got to train me to use my kinetic powers the way I am. I'm hugely indebted to this person, so I cannot leave this person, despite all the crap that this dude has been putting down on this woman. So, you know, me and Vulcan over here just thinking like, what the heck is wrong with you? No, don't listen to the dude. Come back over here where you're safe. And, you know, she still, you know, still was kind of caught up within all of this stuff. And, you know, it just seemed, you know, really awful that the fact that, you know, she was going through all of this mess. And then the second that she starts to walk back over there towards Giovanni, this dude takes a little mechanical thing and shoots it basically out of his arm, wraps it around Lisa's throat, and yeets her and pulls her in close, and the rope just starts to burn and singe against her neck. And then he takes like this like really long, freakishly long needle and sticks it in her side. And I'm like, oh shoot. I was like, not only was this dude basically choking the woman, nearly burning her throat out, but also stabbing her in her side of her, you know, side of her belly. And I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this man? And then he basically said, hey, none of y'all better not move an inch, because if one of y'all move, I'm basically gonna take this woman's head off. And then, you know, Vulcan's over there just like let me have him. And it was at this moment where Dr. Giovanni said, you know what? And he kicked out the gun and said, hey, take this gun and point it over there at Captain Obi and shoot him and basically kill him. And he's like, what the heck? He's like, no, I can't do this. But at the same time, I don't want to kill, you know, Captain Obi, because I don't want that death on my conscience. But at the same time, I still want to protect Lisa. But if it means I don't, you know, shoot and kill him, it'll be Lisa's death. So there's no win-win situation no matter what. And then Captain Obi's like, you know what? Pick up that gun and shoot me. And Vulcan's just over there like, no, I can't do this though. And he was like, no, it's either gonna be me or her, and I'd rather you save her and, you know, I lay down my life so that she can live rather than it being the reverse roles. So go ahead and do it, man. And, you know, through a lot of, you know, internal conflict, he finally takes up the gun and points it at Captain Obi's shoulder, hesitates for a good, decent chunk of a while though, but finally lets off a shot, and then Captain Obi falls down on the ground. And it was at this moment where Dr. Giovanni was like, and he was like, dang, you basically took out your one and only hope of being able to stop me, because you know that I cannot do it. You know that you cannot do it by yourself. So that was just a major huge little flaw, that he took out his one and only chance of being able to stop Dr. Giovanni. So basically he was just laughing it off and said, ha ha ha, I basically won at this moment though. And he let Lisa go. He did as he promised. He let Lisa go for that brief moment. And, you know, Vulcan, you know, kind of ran over there. It's like, hey, Lisa. And it was at this moment where Captain Obi's like, ha 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 ha, you're wrong, man. And this dude picked up the railroad tracks and whipped that sucker in such a way he broke it off their tracks. I was like, how much does this dude even lift? Because this was an insane part in this episode right here. I was like, what the heck is going on? And I was like, oh my gosh. And then, you know, Dr. Giovanni was like, wait, how the heck did you survive that bullet punch? And basically he said, you know what, I'm not going to tell you. But at the same time, Vulcan basically told him that. But it was thanks to Vulcan creating some kind of a material that he has underneath his coat that basically was bulletproof. So he gave him like a really good high defense. So it was thanks to that he was able to take the bullet. And he's like, they basically knew that he could survive that shot. But at the same time, it was still kind of scary for them to kind of go through that, because who doesn't want not to get shot though? But anyway, Captain Obi starts laying down the smackdown against this dude, and there was one moment where even where Vulcan said, you know what, let me have a piece at you too. And he kind of like got his equipment up and going, and had like a sort of kind of like a penguin head that went over the part of his head, and he basically went, you know, full throttle, ran towards Dr. Giovanni and basically cut through some of the different kind of machinery and stuff that he basically used as some of his weapons. And he said, yeah, your stuff ain't durable like the kind of products that I actually make. So it ain't nothing like, you know, the kind of materials and stuff that, hey, my father and my grandfather used to make as well, though. And then Dr. Giovanni, you know, started talking, and he was like, well, shoot, things don't look good for me now, though, but I am still accomplishing the stuff I need to accomplish, because hey, the evangelist, y'all don't know anything about this evangelist though, but it's probably around at this moment where Shinra Kusakabe is about to figure out exactly who the evangelist actually is and what kind of the crazy scenarios that's going on with that. And then we get to see a scene change where we get to see Shinra, and he's kind of spacing out in the middle of nowhere though, but then he's in this kind of like brand new kind of weird world where everything's kind of like dark and misty and like black stuff all across the ground, and it's just kind of raising up, and then you see like this demon sort of kind of thing that's just kind of rising out of the ground and making eye contact with Shinra at the same time. And I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, this is like an alternative reality, something that only Shinra can really see. And then he gets to see brief flashbacks. He sees his mom, he sees his little brother Sho, and it was just weird to see this demon kind of in this brand new area. And then late, it was like, hey, Shinra, are you all right? And he was like, yeah, I think so for a moment though. But then he sees these like black footprints, and they start walking across the way. And it was at this moment where Shinra was like, you know what? I think I know where Sho is at. So now it's about time for them to have this final type of encounter. And then we quickly get to bounce back to a scene right back to where it was Captain Obi talking to Dr. Giovanni. And he basically was explaining, some of the stuff around the human combustion. And he said it's not actually associated purely with the fire bugs, but it's actually associated with the Adola burst. And he's saying the Adola burst was actually the cause of human combustion. And we do know that the Adola burst actually resides within Shinra as well as Sho, at least for the only known people that we know at this point in the anime that actually has the Adola burst though. But he basically says the bugs, they basically kind of evolutionize a little bit differently as time has gone since the great cataclysm, where basically all the Inferno started to break out and everything though. And essentially it's really interesting because he basically says the insects are kind of like a moth to a flame. So the insects are kind of like getting associated and kind of getting drawn towards Adola burst. So he basically sort of kind of tells them in like a cryptic kind of message about how certain kind of elements, how it works with the spontaneous human combustion though. And then we get a scene change, and oh shoot, this is where the mess really starts to go down. And we're about to have Shinra, and he finally encounters Sho, and he's basically kind of like sitting on this like tiny little old throne or whatnot though, in like this very dark, but has like a few little spotlights around. I don't know, they're so far down on the ground, I'm not even sure how there's even sunlight kind of penetrating down there though. But anyway, Shinra was about to say, hey look bro, it's good to see you finally. He's like, come on, man, we gotta go home, man. Like I don't know what you're trying to do over here, trying to act like some kind of rebel or something like that. No. We need to go home. So he puts his hand on his shoulder, and then you saw this little bit of fluid animation where he basically popped his arm off and pushed him back. He's like, bro, no, you're not like that. And then there was one little moment where Shinra mentioned, hey, you know what? He mentioned something about his mom, and then Sho's like your mom. It's like, oh man, I can't even put 2 cents worth towards you or your mama. And it was at this moment, me and Sherman were like, what did this dude say? This dude talking about my mama? Oh shoot. And he's like, ho. He's like, Sho, bruh, no. You don't talk about my mama like that. Like, you can talk trash to me, but you're gonna talk about my mama, boy, I'm about to put you down in your place, because you better remember, son, I'm the older brother here, and let me teach you a lesson. And then the younger brother over here like, hold on, you don't even know, you only saw like the tip of the iceberg of my powers, bro. No, I got all this power surging underneath me. Man, my size of my power is like a glacier, so I'm about to teach you firsthand. I'm about to show you up, big bro. And it was at this moment where things started getting really interesting though, because Victor was basically watching around, from the background scenes where he was like kind of hiding around the column, and then all of a sudden Shinra and Sho just kind of disappeared, and he was like, wait, what the heck is going on? And he basically just saw like footprints just kind of like flying all the way around the area, and then eventually those footprints slowly got closer towards Victor, and then all of a sudden, Shinra and Sho just popped out of nowhere. And it was at this moment where Shinra's like, dang, dude, like, you gonna play dirty and try to take Professor Licht out like that? I don't think so. And he's like, get out the way, yeet! And he pops, and he puts pushes the sucker right out the way, and Victor falls on the ground. It's like, oh shoot, things really going down now. And then you just see a bunch of punching and kicking, and Shinra flying over there and using his powers, going all at it, full speed and stuff, whipping his cloth around, spinning Sho around in a flaming circle and chunks him, and then he does a little backflip over here, and then he gets really close, and then Sho pops out his blade, and dang. It was at this moment where it was like, dang, I was like, these two are going head to head, some high intense, high animation stuff. And then, all of a sudden, Sho stabs the sword in the ground. And it seems like he froze time. And even Victor Lick is over there looking in the corner. It's like, wait, what the heck is going on? And then you start hearing some like weird sound effects. And this is like where the immersion kind of took place within the episode, because you heard like a little bit of a funky little static noise in like your right ear if you're listening to earbuds. Then your left ear, then your right ear, then your left ear, then your left ear, then your right ear, and your left ear, and the right ear, and the right ear. And it was just back and forth. And it was like, oh my gosh, like what the heck is going on? And then all of a sudden he just storms in there and takes his blade and nearly knocks him down and busting him up against a column. And I was like, what the heck is going on in this episode? And I was like, what the heck? And then Shinra's over here coughing up blood and stuff like that. I was like, oh shoot, this mess is getting really serious. And then we get a scene change where they jump back to where Dr. Giovanni was talking to Captain Obi, and he basically said, hey, my objective for the whole entire mission was to basically escort Shinra to Sho. And once that he got there, he said, you know what, I don't need to do anything else. And he's like, my goal is complete, so I don't have to stall for time any much longer. And it's kind of weird how Dr. Giovanni basically knew that Shinra was fighting Sho at this moment. But I guess he had some kind of sense of a connection or something like that with Sho. So basically he was on his way out. And then, Lisa's like, wait. She's like, wait, Dr. Giovanni, don't leave me here. And we can just really see the type of brainwashing that this girl has overwent on this. The type of brainwashing that Dr. Giovanni has placed on this poor innocent girl. And he's like, you know what? I'm just going to leave her with you for now. Because basically she done all what Dr. Giovanni basically needed to do. So he's like, all right, I'm out, bros, peace. And then we jump back to the scene with Sho versus Shinra, and then Sho was over here like, hey, you know what, you're basically gonna have to come with me, because hey, you're basically a horse of a different color. I'm not sure why you're over here basically on the good side though, but hey, you technically belong on the bad side though. And he basically started to talk about how no matter how fast you are, when you're trying to fight me, I basically can exist in another dimension. And basically, no matter what Shinra was throwing at him, no matter how fast he was moving, he was always able to counter Shinra with any kind of action though. And then we get to see a quick little scene where it's like Shinra's like, he's like, wait, I'm still trying to figure this out. Like, how in the world are you doing this though? And then Sho's like, you know what? It'll be pretty hard to explain it. So why don't I go ahead and show you? And then there was like a big old cloud of mist that just went up though. And then we get to see that same eerie, twisted kind of a world that Shinra was looking at whenever he first was kind of spacing out, whenever it was just him and Dr. Lick though. And that's pretty much where the episode ended though. And I was like, oh shoot, that was definitely a whole lot to take in. I really liked the high intense action moment between Shinra and Sho, and that just seemed like, just to be the little bit of the very beginning of their fight, because I'm pretty sure their fighting and struggles are going to continue on into the next episode though. And it was really interesting to see how Vulcan was able to basically get his woman back and was able to get Lisa back though, and see the fight between Captain Obi and Vulcan, and along with Dr. Giovanni using Lisa as basically his puppet or whatever though. So it's nice that Lisa's back with him though, but now she's going to go to some very serious therapy and stuff, because man, Dr. Giovanni messed that girl up big time, and it just made me mad during this episode. It really just made me really mad. But overall, this episode was really good, and I knew based upon the past two previous episodes, one with the girl power, one with the bro power, I was like, dang, I know something big is about to come out though. But this Captain Obi fight, as well as the Shinra fight, oh shoot, Man, oh gosh, I can't wait to look forward to next week's episode though, because man, this one, oh man, this is one definitely to remember in the books, y'all. But that is all that I have for this week's episode review over Fire Force. So if you really like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that bell to keep up to date on all things Fire Force. I'm currently reviewing this series though. But yeah, that's about it. So make sure to tune in next time for my episode 22 review, A Brother's Determination. So remember y'all, until whatever video I make next, see y'all.
You're in command of your own universe. The hell's that supposed to mean? Is this another Adola link?
This is something that's better shown than explained with mere words.